Hi guys, it's Nicole Costa, and today is part 2 of the series that I wanted to do on marriage and social media. And is social media killing your marriage? So today I wanted to talk about jealousy, and I have some statistics that are pretty mind-boggling. So if you think it's not a big deal, let me try to prove to you otherwise, okay? So I'm going to read you some statistics that are from bustle.com, from an article that was on there. 15% of couples say that Facebook is dangerous to their marriage. 14% of couples have checked on each other's account for evidence of cheating. Facebook is the top social media of reasons why couples fight. And one is liking all of your ex's pictures, that's a main one, and also spending too much time on Facebook. 33% of couples say that keeping their passwords secure and away from their partner is a must. So in a marriage, when you're trying to share everything, I guess there are some things that are off limits. This one really got to me. 25% of couples say that they fight about Facebook at least once a week. 1 out of 7 say that they fight so much about it that the discussion of divorce has come up due to this. 1/5 of couples doubt their relationship because of Facebook and evidence that they've found against their partner on Facebook that makes them feel jealous or insecure. Of that number, less than half will actually confront their spouse about the problem. And if you think that you're being that slick in private on social media, 81% of divorce attorneys have used evidence from social media in divorce court cases. So because people are feeling so insecure on social media, a lot of them are turning to checking constantly on their spouse's account or stalking them. And this is not what produces a healthy relationship. So, first, I think there are things that we can do to help out with jealousy. Number one, I would say limit your time on social media for sure. I think that's a big one for all of us. And I never quite got the draw to Facebook. That's probably my least favorite of all social medias. So, it has been the source of arguments. So I do understand that part, and I believe it's very easy to get caught up in traps, and very easily for each spouse to get caught up in traps on social media, and especially Facebook, because it is kind of delving into your past and people that you actually know versus some other social medias that you may not actually know these people, they're strangers. But I do think anytime you're delving into your past, it can be a recipe for disaster. Whether there are feelings there or not, it still sparks insecurity in the opposite partner. So the first thing, I think you could talk to yourself and figure out kind of what are the thoughts that are going on in my head. Jealousy is typically caused by insecurities and fear. So it could be a past experience you've had with someone cheating on you, and this person now is paying for it because you've had a bad experience. It could also be sometimes, forgive me for saying this, a laziness on our part, and we're feeling insecure about something that maybe we've let go of. Something maybe we used to do when we were dating. Did we used to be more affectionate? Did we used to be more engaging with our partner, with our spouse when we were dating? Things that we were trying harder at during the dating and courting phase sometimes go by the wayside during marriage. And I'm reading a great book. Actually, I just finished reading a great book called Better Love Now: How to Make Your Marriage a Lifelong Love Affair. And it was great. It was on both the husbands and wives' expectations. Each chapter was broken down into husbands and wives' expectations. And I related to it completely on the wife's side, and even got to know my husband a bit better from reading the husband's expectations in the book. So it said at the end, when it was a chapter on respect, and it was asking a prostitute, because it goes into how affairs happen, and it was asking a prostitute, what do you do that's so special to lure men in? And she goes, I really don't do anything special. I just do what the wives forgot to do. That pierced me, right? Because how many things do we let go by the wayside? Maybe in our appearance. Maybe it's how we talk to our spouse and the tone of voice. Maybe it's a lack of respect or putting each other down, too much sarcasm. Those things can eventually lead you into another path. And that's where social media comes in. And sometimes I believe that's where some of the insecurity comes from, is when we know that we've been slacking on our part with our partner, and then we start getting insecure. Well, is somebody else treating my partner better, my spouse better online? It could be. It's something that I think to myself is, I don't want the nicest thing that my husband sees or hears all day to be from social media. And so it kind of makes me more conscientious, especially as of late, now that this is such a passion for me, to be nicer, to be kinder, to show more respect, to have a better tone of voice, to praise him, you know, do the things that you did when you were dating. What was it that got you together originally? And get back to that. It's really basic, but sometimes we overcomplicate these things, and then it manifests itself in the jealousy that we're feeling online. Next, after you've gone through your own mental processes of jealousy and what you might be feeling, I would say address your spouse. So talk to your partner about feelings that you're having about online jealousy. They will not know to change if you don't ever tell them what you're feeling. Now, you can't change somebody, and you can't change somebody's social media habits, but out of respect, and if you are showing that respect again, like we just talked about, then they might be more willing to listen and let it soak in. A lot of times timing is an issue on when to confront these things. Not when your spouse comes home from work super stressed out. Let them decompress. Do not confront your spouse when you're at an emotional high about something that you've seen online of their behavior. If you've just seen something that, let's say they've liked a photo that really bothers you, or you see them constantly liking or commenting on an ex's posts, don't do that in the heat of the moment. Do not address that in the heat of the moment. Please try to be patient. Wait for that emotion to subside. Write in a journal. Go for a run. Work out your thoughts in yourself first, and then you confront, because you're going to be a little bit more logical about the confrontation and possibly get through a lot better if you're not at an emotional high level, okay? You don't need two combating each other. And if you're a husband, here's a question I would pose to you. Are you more concerned with your Wi-Fi connection or your wife connection? I think that's a great question to ask, because I think it's really, I see people on dates. I see people as a family go out to dinner and they're on their devices, Is it social media? Probably. So don't let that take the place of your real life connections. This is the book that I just finished reading. I do recommend this for men and women. It's called Better Love Now. I would say great to read as a couple, or one first and then give it to your partner, by Tommy Nelson. And it's just, it's so practical. It's so basic, but you forget the basics. And when we overcomplicate things and emotions, it sometimes makes a situation worse. So let's get back to basics. Let's pretend like you're still dating. Try to think back. What did you do when you were dating? I know life gets in the way, but did you work on your appearance more? Did you try to be sexier? Did you try new things in the bedroom? Intimacy is a big part of marriage, and don't let that be lacking. I'm praying for your marriages. I'm praying for your families to stay together. Don't neglect the Bible. It is actually a handbook for life. I always say that. And spend time in the Bible every day, at least a little bit. Give yourself 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Anything is better than nothing. Please start there. Pray for your family. Pray for your spouse. And I really hope that you rekindle a love that makes you forget to check Facebook. Please comment below on ways that you use with your spouse to keep the spark alive. I think we can all use tips from each other to help us out in this journey of marriage and family. All right, thanks so much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.